Good afternoon, Americans. This is your favorite alien, and Bubba here on Saturday, September 14th. Well, it's not as hot as yesterday here in Atlanta. Maybe 89, 90 degrees today, right, Bub? Bub's ready for his good looking, he's got to get spruced up to be presidential candidate next week, right, Bub? Yeah, running for tap, Bub. But today, we're sitting in for Paul Harvey. Stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, in 1965 or 66, Paul Harvey did a commentary that went over your heads and none of you even know he did it. The commentary was the testing time. And like he tried to explain to you, each civilization or society has a time in the sun. And it lasts about 150 years. And what's good about power, as he tried to explain, is the taxes. Well, he used taxes to convey what happens to a society that uses taxes. He said taxes. Goes way back to Abraham, he said. God taxed Abraham, and I believe it was 10%. And anybody who disagreed with that had to fear the wrath of God, if I remember right. Well, the Romans, the Greeks, and all the civilizations, the Spanish, use taxes to a certain extent. The Romans, if you notice their history, up until 117 AD, well, they used plunder. So they would go into a territory, plunder it, and that'll keep them going for a while. Except that after 117 AD, there was nothing more to plunder. All they had to do was safeguard what they had. So they had to tax their citizens in order to continue to live at the level they were. Well, same happened, by 313 AD. They were so heavily taxed, over 40%. And most civilizations that are taxed over that are goners. And 60 years later, the Romans were goners. Big time. The Western Empire was, anyway. The Eastern Empire didn't learn a thing. They limped around for another 1,000 years, but they were gone too. Anyway, and what's the fate of the Americans? Well, you guys started the same as Rome, little settlements here. Then you got territory after territory after territory through war, cessions, and purchases. Seward's Folly, Gadsden's Purchase, Mexican cession. Texas, annexation of Florida. Yeah, you got them. This Treaty of 1783, where you got the Northwest Territory, and that's why we got Ohio. Oh boy, Ohio State University. Anyway, I'm digressing here, but that's what cost it, Americans. And then you came to give away all your liberties and property. The 16th Amendment, where the government has unlimited taxation powers. It can tax you anywhere he wants. Your church can be taxed, and government can take it over and mortgage it to death. They can tax you, everything that you own. Your property's gone. It's not yours, it's the government's. That's what the 16th Amendment gave the power to the government. No other civilization before yours had that. And you're taxed at what, 33%? Well, if you tax the 16th Amendment, you get taxed on everything. Pretty soon you'll be taxed on number 1 and number 2. Heck, even the toilet seat. You sit on the toilet seat, you got to pay tax for that. Look at the taxis. Don't you sit on the taxi, and as soon as you put your butt on the taxi or your foot inside the taxi, it's $2 or $3 for taxi? Yeah. See what I mean, Americans? My civilization had that a long time ago. Mr. Paul Harvey was trying to warn you. But did he get anywhere? No. So it's a testing time for you. What are you going to do? If you want, this alien here can tell you how we got out of that mess. But it wasn't all of us that got out of that mess. You guys don't even know how to get out of your mess. So this is your favorite alien saying it's testing time. And please go back and find Paul Harvey's The Testing Time back in the 1965 or 66. Listen to his, then listen to mine. And I can assure you, the history shows me that you guys are heading down the hell in handbasket like he promised you back in 65, 66. It's a time of reckoning, or as you call it, the witching hour. So this is your favorite alien and Bubba, sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Good day.